Welcome to day 92 of our school year. Let's get our beginning fraction down. We have a total of 180 school days. So that's our denominator. And we're on day 92. So let's see if our numerator is prime or composite. Well, 92 is even, and the only even number that's prime is the number 2, so it must be composite because it automatically has more than 2 factors, 1 itself and 2. Okay, so we have to do the prime factorization for both our denominator and our numerator. See, it's even, so I can divide it by 2. Half of 18 is 9, so half of 18 tenths is 9 tenths. That ends in a 0, so I can divide by 5. I can get 10 5s out of 90. That leaves 40, and that's 8 times 5 is 40. See, it's even, so I can divide by 2. Divide by 3. I get 3. When I get to a prime number, I am done. 92 is even, so I can divide by 2. Half of 9 I can't do, so I'm going to go down to 8. Half of 8 tenths is 4 tenths, and that leaves 12, which is 6. 46 is even, so I can divide by 2. I get 23. 23 is prime, so I'm done. Let's go ahead and do our prime factorization for our denominator. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. 2 times 2 times 23. So what do we have in common? It looks like we have 2 times 2. Now 23 does have a 3 in it, but remember, we're not looking for a common digit, we're looking for a common number or factor. So it's not 3, it's 23. So we have 23 left in the numerator, and 3 times 3, which is 9 times 5, which is 45. Our greatest common factor is 4, so let's go ahead and make our groups of 4. Remember, your groups do not have to look like mine, but I like to make groups that are perfect squares whenever I can. And they're called perfect squares because they're squares and they're perfect. Both sides are the same. Only certain numbers are perfect squares when 2 factors are exactly the same. The important thing is to make sure you have 4 in each of your groups with your dividing your model, and that you have kept your shaded separated from your unshaded. Okay, so the way I've done it, I have 5 groups of 4 in each row, so I can count by 5s to figure out my total amount of groups of 4. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 total groups. And I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23 shaded in. Sorry, I wasn't showing you those numbers. Now that I've done my division with my model, let's go ahead and divide using our algorithm. So we're going to divide by our greatest common factor of 4. So we're dividing our denominator by 4 and our numerator by 4. Four quarters gives me 100 cents. So 4 times 25 is 100. Numbers the same, zeros a game. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Let's do 20 times 4 is 80. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add our partial quotients together. 25 plus 20 is 45. Okay, here, let's do 20 times 4 is 80. We're on top, no need to stop. We're on top, no need to stop. And then 3 times 4 is 12. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add these partial quotients together, I get 23. Now let's go ahead and check. Divisor times quotient plus remainder, divisor times quotient plus remainder. Since our remainder is 0 for both, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, we don't need to take the time to add 0. 4 groups of 5 is 20. 4 groups of 4 tens is 16 tens plus 2 more is 18 tens. 4 groups of 3 is 12. 4 groups of 2 tens is 8 tens plus 1 more is 9 tens. So 92, that matches our dividend. So 23 is definitely numerator. 180 matches our dividend. So 45 is definitely our denominator. All right, let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, trimester 2, week 7. Today is 1/16/2020. And our fraction for today is 23/45. Okay, we did groups of 4, so let's go ahead and get out our number line and look at our groups of 4. The last one we have is 22/45, and then 23/45. That is our simplest form or equivalent fraction in lowest terms, but we do have an equivalent fraction in the 2's. 2 is a common factor, but 4 was our greatest common factor. All right, go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.